This episode is brought to you by JCPenney. Yes, JCPenney. And if you've been there recently, you know it's the place to go for jaw-dropping looks at brag-worthy prices. They've got something special for every style and budget, not to mention rewards and deals that make finding those hidden gems even sweeter. If you already shop JCPenney, you're already in on the secret. But if not, it's time to ask. Wait, am I sleeping on JCPenney? Shop jcpenney.com. Yes, JCPenney.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. When you visit the doctor, you probably hand over your insurance, your ID, and contact details. It's just one of the many places that has your personal info. And if any of them accidentally expose it, you could be at risk for identity theft. LifeLock monitors millions of data points a second. If you become a victim, they'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year at lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
This is Optimal Work Daily, Conver-Speaking by Michael Piperno of michaelpiperno.com. When I led a brand communication agency, I had to do a lot of pitches. In preparation for each pitch meeting, my team and I would craft a presentation that would tell the prospect a story that we thought would resonate with them. It would include an assessment of their situation, our proposed approach to solving the problem, and samples of previous work and the results they created. Then I'd rehearse the presentation to death. I was always confident and ready to present it by meeting day. 80% of the time, I would not present it as planned, and that was by design. My goal when walking into the room was always to get my audience talking first. If I could do so, the meeting would naturally become a conversation, an opportunity to share experiences, pain points, and potential solutions as real people genuinely interested in collaborating. Would I use the slides we had prepared? In most cases, yes, but I would jump around and bring up examples as the conversation warranted. It all depended on how the conversation went. A few times, not a single slide was shown, and we still won the work. 20% of the time, the people in the room needed to see the traditional pitch, and I would give it to them. Still, I would try to treat the presentation as a conversation, getting them involved along the way as much as possible, and trying to make it a two-way dialogue instead of a monologue. Next time you need to present, think about your audience and what they need to hear from you, and also why you both are there. Then consider how to make it more of a conversation than a speech or presentation. It's not always possible, but when it is, a two-way dialogue will make it easier for you to build a stronger relationship from the start. Be Heard by Michael Piperno of michaelpiperno.com. When we feel we aren't being heard, a common reaction is to talk louder or interrupt. And if you're an introvert, you might lean the other way and keep your comments to yourself instead of trying to share them with those who need to hear them. Your voice counts. Considering how you personally operate in certain situations, as well as how the specific people you communicate with listen to and process information, will help you be heard and, more importantly, understood. Here are some tips. 1. Let kindness lead the way. You can never go wrong by being kind, and doing so diffuses tension and helps others avoid feeling defensive. Even in the most difficult conversations, when you show the other person that you care, you make your communications more tailored to their needs and more effective. 2. Read the room. If you have experience with the people in the room, you likely know how they operate. Some may just want the facts quickly, while some may like to dive in deep and understand the background. Whenever possible, try to tailor your communications to the needs of the people in the room and give them what they need to be able to connect with and understand you. 3. Listen now and speak later. If you can't formulate the right response on the fly, give yourself the time you need to process everything and craft a response that you can feel good about. You can always have a second conversation later when you've gathered your thoughts, or send a follow-up message with your response after the heat of the moment has passed. 4. Don't hide or procrastinate. It's easy to hide behind emails or text communication because you can lob your thoughts over the fence to get it off your shoulders and plop it into their court. Consider when you need a call, video conference, or meeting to discuss a topic, move something forward right away, or put an issue to bed. 5. A good visual can make all the difference. Some people need a visual aid to help them grasp a concept. Consider when a topic might benefit from something people can see to help them connect the dots. This can be something you prepare beforehand, or a quick sketch you create on a whiteboard to help people grasp the idea. 6. Sometimes you just can't beat a blowhard. There are people who need to hear themselves talk and refuse to listen. Don't try to win. Instead, figure out how you can slowly persuade them over the longer term. Share your perspective, but don't expect to convince them to agree with you today. And 7, let others be heard. Listening is probably the most powerful tool you have in your communications toolbox. Everyone wants to feel that their voice matters. And don't forget, most people never get thanked for the good work they do, and it means a lot when they do. Thank people for contributing, and validate them when you hear something that adds to the conversation. You just listened to the posts titled Conver-Speaking and Be Heard, both by Michael Piperno of michaelpiperno.com.
At Capella University, learning online doesn't mean learning alone. You'll get support from people who care about your success, like your enrollment specialist who gets to know you and the goals you'd like to achieve. You'll also get a designated academic coach who's with you throughout your entire program. Plus, career coaches are available to help you navigate your professional goals. A different future is closer than you think with Capella University. Learn more at capella.edu.
And thank you to Michael. He is a leadership communication coach and workplace relationships consultant. Through coaching, consulting, and group training programs, he helps professionals communicate clearly, speak and present more effectively, build and maintain positive and healthy business relationships, refine their personal brands, and lead with confidence. He also helps teams prepare to present at high-stakes meetings and is a skilled advisor to teams with communication problems that impact internal dynamics, relationships, and culture. For a lot more great content from Michael, you can visit michaelpiperno.com. And thank you so much again to Michael for letting us share his work today. But that should do it for this episode. Hope you enjoyed it and that you have a great rest of your day. And I'll be back here with you tomorrow, where your optimal life awaits.